We're getting ready to go on our road trip. And to be completely honest, ever since I moved out of an apartment complex, this is something that has always been on the back of my mind. What's going on in my house when I'm away? So the obvious solution here is to get a set of security cameras. And I have actually been looking at something like this for a pretty long time. You can get stuff from your telecommunications provider. For us, we have Bell or Rogers, they come to mind, and I know they have some solution like that. You can get like a Nest camera, or like just there's so many options out there, and the majority of them, there's one thing that I universally dislike between all of them, which is you usually have to pay some sort of monthly fee in order to use it properly. Now, some of them even go as far as charging you a monthly fee just to store your footage, which is just, it doesn't really jive with me, as I can just buy a memory card and have it saved to that. So when HeimVision reached out to us and asked us to check out their camera, I was super excited to see that one of the key features is that you can actually locally store your own data. So this camera package from HeimVision is actually really great. It comes as a 2-for-1, so you get 2 cameras in every single pack. There is a dedicated app that supports all the functionality, and we'll check that out later. There's a night vision mode, so you can see at night, and a floodlight option on top of that. The actual camera pixels itself is 3 megapixel ultra vision. Alright, let's unbox this puppy and take a look at what's inside the box. I've already cut the security stickers so it's easier for me to open, but let's take a look. Alright, inside we have these foamies that sit right on top, some instruction manuals, a thingy-majiggy that gives you something, we'll read it later, and last but not least, a customer support card. Camera number 1, camera number 2, and a box inside. It's pretty hefty. I'm assuming it's all the hardware. So this is what the actual individual cameras look like. Sturdy build. It doesn't feel like plastic, and everything is nice and screwed in. Next, let's take a look at what's inside the hardware box. Power supply number 1, Ethernet cable, antennas, some screwing hardware. So basically double of everything. Alright, time to go set this up. Here we go. Time to set up the camera. Now, before we go outside, there are a few things we need to do. First of all, we need to unscrew this compartment on the bottom here and insert your SD card. We have some laying around. I got this 32 gigabyte one. It does support up to 128 gigs, so a good amount of storage. Unscrew it, pop it in, and then we're gonna need to connect the camera to the app, which you will need to download. The app is called HeimLink, and you can find a link to it in the instructions manual. So those are the first 2 things we're gonna have to do. Then we're gonna set it up, ensure that the camera is working, then we'll go bolt it onto our little wooden column outside. Now that we got the SD card actually installed, we're gonna plug it in, give it some power, and we wait for a second until this thing tells us that it's alive. It'll literally tell you it's alive. So we wait.
Please configure camera by AP hotspot or scanning code.
There it is. It's alive. Okay. So the next thing you'll need to do is you'll need to go onto your phone and actually connect to the Wi-Fi network that this camera is broadcasting. Yeah, it's a little strange, but this is how you configure the camera. So on your actual Wi-Fi menu, you will see something that says blah 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 HeimLink. We're gonna connect to that thing. It's gonna be an open network and you just connect to it, and once you've connected to it, you can hop back into the actual app for the next step. So I'm gonna put this guy down for a second. I'm not going to need it for the time being. Okay, back in the app, you'll see a plus on the top right hand corner. And this is going to give you two different options. You want the intelligent camera option. It says so in the manual. And here is when you can go scan code to add. And all you need to do is you need to go into here and notice it is currently the default Wi-Fi. You want to change that to your own Wi-Fi. So I'm going to do that right now. After this is done, you want to enter your own Wi-Fi password and click next. At this point, you'll have a QR code and you hold your camera up to it.
Please wait for Wi-Fi connecting.
Then you wait here until it finishes telling you that it's done. It takes a little bit of time.
Please wait for internet connecting. Internet connected.
Oh my
God. To use cloud camera.
Okay, so now we're going to point this at the camera. Oh, first of all, we're gonna name it, and I'm gonna name it front door. And we can see that so there you go, our camera is configured. And now we can take it outside and actually hook it up onto the wall. Okay, we're in my backyard and this is the biggest concern. We have no fence, so we really want to know what's going on back here in the dark. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount the cameras on here, one going that way and the other going that way. Okay, so we're at the installation site, and as you can see, this wiring is not going to be permanent. Now, because this is going to be something that we're gonna have to adjust, I'm not gonna permanently wire it until we have it all dialed in and perfect, so I can hide the wires and make everything look nice. A couple of things to note. These are kind of chunky. So our personal little wiring box over there do not fit these. This is something you're going to need to look into for your own setup. The second thing is that these cameras only came with 4 screws, but there are 8 screw holes. So be prepared to replace to grab some screws of your own when you're installing them.
Okay, and there you have it. Our cameras are online. Okay, so now your cameras are installed, but we need to let them run, grab some footage, then we can look at our phones and take a look at all the features.
We did a lot of testing with the cameras during the day and during the night, and we even had some rainfall so we could see how they work with different types of weather. Here you can see them running during the day, and what's happening here is as I walk into the backyard, I'm actually getting a notification on my phone that movement or a human has been detected. So this is really great because if you're not at your house and movement is detected, it's going to notify you and you can check out what's going on in that area. So you can see both of our cameras are working really well, and the quality here is actually really clear. The other part of this that you may notice is one camera we have sound turned off, and the other camera we actually have our sound turned on, because there is two-way voice speaking functionality with these cameras, which is a really, really cool feature. Now let's take a look at how they work in the nighttime. All right, I just got two notifications, one that human was detected on the pond camera and a human was detected on the shed camera. So Andy's gonna go check it out. There's three things I want to point out with these cameras in the next couple of clips. The first is that they're completely waterproof, but they don't collect water directly on the lens. So what you're seeing here is it's actually raining, but our view of our backyard is still very clear. The second piece I want to talk about is the night vision effect. As it gets dark outside, the camera switched to night vision, so you can still see what's going on. But as movement is detected, the floodlight functionality kicks in, and you can see that the video changed from night vision to actually be bright and colored, and that's because it's shining a floodlight on whatever is going on in the backyard. So this is happening anytime motion gets detected back there. Well, there you have it. That wraps up a review of the HeimVision security cameras. These are the cameras that we are personally going to be using on our house to make sure everything is A-okay while we're on the road.